Hey guys, this is a quick review of the Moose Freestyle job board, and I got this from TGM skateboarding warehouse or something like that on eBay, and I think this is a great value for a starter longboard for people who want to get into longboarding and doesn't want to spend $200 to $300 on a very expensive longboard. Um, this is their, I think, this is their mid-end model. I think they have something slightly cheaper than this when they sell this brand new. I think it's close to $90. And it's a, I think, 40-inch board, or almost 40-inch, and the width, I think, is, let's take a quick look. So the width is 9.5 inch, and it comes with 80 millimeter, gigantic 80 millimeter, 83 durometer, 83.8 durometer rating wheels. It's called Bigfoot wheel, and it comes with ABEX 7 bearings. I think the company is Bullseye, so Bullseye ABEX 7 bearings. And I've already actually lubricated all the joints, all the bushings, and all the bearings, of course, because I already took this out on a ride in a kind of a wet condition. So I lubed everything, and as you can see, the bearing actually rolls pretty smooth, pretty nice. The truck is a no-name brand truck. I don't think there's names for it. I think it's a 180 millimeter width truck, and it's of course reverse kingpin, and so your standard longboard setup. This is a job board, so what it means is that it actually goes over there and then drops down, so it gives you slightly more clearance when you need to actually push the board, so it's a little easier to push the board. And it also makes the wheelbase really long, so this almost have a, I think, close to 34.5-inch wheelbase, so it's extremely stable on the road, and it's perfect for commuting. And I'm a beginning longboarder, so I don't do any downhill or any kind of crazy stuff. I don't even carve, but I would use this for commuting every day. Go to my work and then go back to my car in the parking garage, and usually that takes me 5 minutes. I think with the board it's gonna make that a 1-minute ride. So I'm really grateful to be able to get this board for a decent price on eBay. So the reason I got this is because they actually sell, the TGM skateboarding sells a lot of blashment models of their brand new skateboards. So when the model gets some slight damage, like over here, there's a little scratch on the wheel, and then it actually came to me with some of the slight scratches on the sandpaper, and so they discounted it. And of course there are some scratches over here that actually all came before I started skating. I hit some of the scratch over here, so the board comes with some slight damage, but overall it's like a excellent board, like it's in brand new condition. So I give everything a good check. So I checked all the bolts, I checked all the bearings, everything seems to be working perfectly fine. And I got this splashment model for, I think, $50. I have another video that I just made comparing this board with a skateboard and letting you guys know whether you should choose a longboard or a skateboard for commuting. So in this video, I actually just want to quickly go over the build quality of the board. So I think this is a 8-layer construction, because it's actually a lot thicker than my regular 7-ply skateboard. But of course I couldn't tell the layers because they actually dipped this in a blue paint. And the paint itself is actually quite thick, because under the paint is another white colored primer, it looks like. But I could see some of the blishments hidden, like behind the paint as well. I think I saw a quite big one, but now I couldn't find it. But the build quality is decent, and the curve of the board, I'll show you guys. it's curved pretty nicely. So it actually gets pretty low on the ground. It's curved a little bit, but when I actually stand on the board, it becomes flat. So so I'll just measure the distance from here to the ground, and then you guys know what is the clearance, the ground clearance. Let's see. It's about 4 inches ground clearance, which is pretty low for a longboard. And if you are getting a regular longboard, the height is going to be over here, which is going to be, let's see, 5 inch, so like 4.75. So the advantage for this board is that it goes really low to the ground. It's much easier to push, and that translates also to much more stability when you're actually going slightly faster. So now this board actually have a traditional mount truck. It's not a job mount. The job mount would have a hole over here, and then it'll go much lower again to further lower your clearance on the ground. Now the only downside is you might get the board to be touching the ground when you're like turning really hard. For now, they actually set this board up in their factory with a, I think, 1/8 inch spacer over here. So I would still have option to actually just remove the spacer and get this thing even further lower to the ground. But I don't think it's necessary because right now it's pretty comfortable at the clearance of around 3 inch. But if you are a lady and you're a shorter person, you want a lower board, you can certainly get this lower by removing the spacer. So that gives you another 1/8 inch lower clearance to the ground. So a little bit easier to push again, and you shouldn't have any problems. Now the wheel it comes with, this is I think a generic wheel, but at least it's branded. It's got Bigfoot wheel. Mountain crushers. Oh, this is actually a, guess what, 76 millimeter wheel and 83A durometer rating. So it's not their biggest wheel, but in terms of size, it's pretty big for a longboard setup. And I think this is pretty comfortable just cruising around in the city and on the campus. When I did the test ride this afternoon, when I received the board, it actually performed quite well. The board itself is really quiet. Like you don't hear much noise when it's actually rolling around on the street. In comparison to my skateboard tucked over there, skateboard makes a lot of noise and is very unstable, of course, on the coarse surface of the road near my house. Now this board is super smooth, and for the money which I paid for, like $50, this is a huge deal. And they sell this brand new for only, I think, $80 some. So this is definitely a great longboard for you guys who just want to basically commute every day on your longboard. Everything's easily replaced, so if you want a better wheel, if you want a better truck, you can get this board first, start skating, start learning, start commuting, and as things go, you can decide whether you want to upgrade the trucks and the wheel or not. But I think for a beginner like me, I don't really see any need to get a really like downhill rated truck that's like overly built. This is enough for commuting, like absolutely totally enough for commuting. So if you guys have any questions about this Moose Freestyle job down board, feel free to ask me any questions in the comment section below. And the reason I did this review is because I haven't seen many people do the review for those boards. I think I've seen 1 or 2 that's being made like a few years ago. So and now it's the year 2019 and they're still selling this board, so it must mean something that they've done quite good. The board is a great value at less than $100. So because compared to some other long boards from name brands like Loaded, Arbor, Globe, DB, they're all selling their boards for like close to $100, and then with a whole bunch of parts it comes to almost $200 out of the store. And usually you can get a very decent board for around $120 to $180, a name brand. If you want just a store brand board, you can definitely get a very nice quality board for less than $100. For example, the Moose board that I got over here from TGM Skateboarding. So Hope that answers some of your guys' questions. The sport is great for commuting, and if you're doing some serious downhill, I think you definitely need to upgrade the trucks and the wheels to suit your needs. But for general commute, the sport is perfect. I think I'm not sure if I talked about the flexness of the board. It's I would say it's medium flex because compared to the skateboard, it have some of the flex, but it's not as flex as I thought. Like it wouldn't bottom out if you even if you jump on it really hard. So I would say it's a medium flex, and so there you have it. Any questions? Feel free to ask me. I'd be happy to answer for you guys in the comment section. Otherwise, hope you find this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and or subscribe, and I should have more similar videos coming out for you guys. So again, thank you so much for watching, and go skate safe outside, and take care.